After a really sad day of having a horrible gut feeling that I've done something that has unintentionally had negative consequences that were the polar opposite of what I was trying to achieve, and me ending up having to do something that made me feel like I'm abandoning my little itty-bitty squeaking squirrel friends and chipmunks, and then realizing later on that I have a digestive tract problem that's also causing exactly the same sensations, and realizing that being really, really clinically depressed should be thought of it always as being temporary. Don't let it get to you. Let's get to the comment section and see how miserable somebody can try to make me. You're dead last, by the way. Children draw buku sympathy. Shootings are happening for a reason. Is MK Ultra playing games subliminally through movies, media, TV, and other pressures? How about that? You have an answer for it? Sandy Hook or Rusty Hook? So subliminally, under the psychological radar, by doing an attention-getting mass murder. And then somehow everything about it has to be disproven by a dedicated and nearly cult-like group of people that we call gun nuts in this country. Because they're the only ones pushing it, right? Well, no. It's people pushing hundreds of other things. It's multifaceted. Like an icicled turd. Look, if anybody wants to look into MK Ultra, it's a real thing. The basis of the movie Men Who Stare at Goats is also based on a real thing. But people don't bring up that movie because it points out the absurdity of the assertion that you could think a person to death from on the other side of the planet. Which is what the experiment was for that movie. On MK Ultra, yes, this is based in a factual, recorded piece of information, right? You'd have to read about it, learn about it. So why do people whip this out on things that aren't related? Movies and media subliminally influencing people and pressuring them. Or a mass shooting, and the effect, not cause, they're not confused here, I'm not letting you twist it. The effect is that a large number of people right after that mass shooting jacked up the stock rating for every company selling ammunition and guns. That's a direct correlation. It is literally understood that every time a mass shooting happens, paranoid, really bad gun owners, and even good normal gun owners, honestly, get a little scared and go out and say, I should actually go buy some ammo and trade out my guns to get better ones so that they're, you can do that without having trace so that it doesn't look like you have a lot of guns. Or go bury them in a tube in the backyard, the PVC pipe. And that's totally not feeding into the narrative that they should be not trusted with guns. And it's not like the gun manufacturers would manufacture any kind of lie or conspiracy theory or go out of their way to lie about anything. And cigarette manufacturers never lied about cancer. And oil companies didn't lie about doing actual studies that showed factually that global warming is happening, and everybody ignores that because that's an inconvenient fact. Screw Al Gore's inconvenient trutherism. You're doing an escape hatch to avoid reality. Shootings happen. They have nothing to do with narrative pushing by idiots in the media on both sides, and it is both sides. No, I don't believe gun control would actually prevent these mass murders. I don't. Gun confiscation hasn't happened and won't. What happens is a bunch of gun owners are aware of the fact that if you really wanted to make it impossible for people to do mass shootings, you'd have to punish the majority of people who will never hurt a fly. I mean, they will never hurt anybody who want to own guns by literally doing a 100% gun prohibition. I'm using that word on purpose. You'd have to do that to make it to where people physically can't get a hold of guns at all that easily. But really all you do is reduce the suicide rate, because the most likely victim and murderer in the case of a pistol shooting is you. Just like the most likely rapist of a child is going to be a relative or trusted friend, not stranger danger, and not the elite baby blood drinking Illuminati controlled Clintons. if you're avoiding reality so much that you have to create a nightmare world, maybe you should just go to the movies more often and stop this crap on the net. Next. Thanks for the props. I'm sure you'll disagree with my assertions that Sandy Hook was a cover-up, but not a hoax. In quotes. Hoax in quotes. I've shown evidence that hoax was coordinated with, and then this person lists Wolfgang Halbig, William Shanley, James Fetzer, James Tracy. I get these guys mixed up. There's so much shit going on. And someone named Jackie Truetown of Connecticut's judicial system or something. An elite hoax group. Her nonsense was plastered all over James Tracy's blog. I was one who first proved Adam Lanza existed, and was attacked. I was attacked by and trolled by Tony's hoax lunatics. I've also provided the exclusive video, in big quotes and capitalized, of Ryan Lanza's 2010 graduation video, which inside of it may show Adam Lanza. Probable, actually. I'm also the one who embarrassed intelligence agent James Fetzer by showing he got East versus West wrong in Newtown. I wouldn't put that past him or any of them. They're not really bright bulbs. They're dead LEDs. This caused Fetzer to have to rewrite his book. Two other people used to praise and link to my work because it was fact-based, apparently. And then they turned on me and tried to dox me because they're paid agents. Okay, that shill and paid agent and government-controlled opposition thing gets old. I accuse people of being Nazis just because I know it'll annoy them, or commies, whichever thing they'll think is an insult. You don't insult someone who's a overt Nazi by calling him a Nazi. That's like yelling geek at me. I'm a computer geek. I don't think it's an insult. I just think you're acknowledging my job title. But you know, if it's like yelling, "You're a devil." No, I'm Satan. He's a devil. Oh, you're trying to insult me. Beelzebub, eat his face, please. You know, anyway. Comedy Central. Anyway. And on that note, but this seems like a little bit of an escape hatch. But yeah, you keep your assertions and your evidence separate. That's all I ask. Please. Anyway, let's get on with this. Yes, I'm physiologically exhausted, and I passed out while sitting, almost standing up. Anyway, here we go. Every comment that jackass, I'm editing here, that you've just made a bunch of videos about, on all of your vids, about the 12-gauge shotgun is because it's the only thing he thinks he knows about. He does have a problem with your video. And then this person explains why. Because this person went back and looked at the comments and apparently looked him up and tried to find out why he's motivated to go on and on about a specific gun in a specific picture that is not relevant to the video's subject matter. He thinks that Adam Lanza's mom, Nancy, was the victim of some sort of murder, and that the cover-up was dragging Adam Lanza to the school and shooting a bunch of children. Then the guy comments on the shotgun and says there's a better one that's less finicky with ammo, etc. On that note, I'm personally looking into a rifle. Magazine-fed, semi-automatic, .22 caliber rifle that'll tolerate flowbirds. You know, those literally, they don't even have gunpowder in them, all the way up to, I think, Magnum .22 caliber bullets. It's got this weird chamber. It's not really good at firing any of them, but it'll let you throw any garbage ammo in and fire it down range. And it just uses a really long barrel and a lot of twists to try to get the damn thing stabilized and make a decent gun out of it. Now, the reason I like it is I love things that go to 11 on trying to make it to where under no circumstances can you say I can't have ammo. And yes, I will load it just to say it has a 100 round capacity, fill it with these BB gun caps or conical caps with a teeny amount of gunpowder. They're primers with BB gun pellets stuck on them, or BBs. But load that up in a pew, 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 where it literally doesn't make any noise and can't even hurt. I mean, it literally won't even go through denim clothing. But I want to own that gun. Anyway, I like guns that are goofy and stupid like that. But yeah, I agree with you on the 12 gauge. And then the guy points out that I shouldn't use the word Nazi wrong and blah, blah, blah. And he goes on and says there's no liberal Nazis, etc. Okay, fine. I've been corrected. So anyway, his assertion is the person I'm dealing with who keeps doing this, that's obviously trolling the shit out of the channel, is doing it because he thinks it's more efficient after you shoot some lady in a building with a gun that she has her fingerprints on and her son does, to really, really make it obvious that her son did it by faking an unrelated murder mass murder. Murder mass. Somebody's going to use that in a video response, I'm sure. But anyway, so instead of not drawing attention to your assassination and just letting people think that maybe somebody broke in and stole some guns by making it look like a theft that went wrong and shot, somebody got shot, which would make a little bit of sense, or something else entirely. The assertion is, let's draw attention to it by doing an unnecessary mass shooting of a bunch of children, blaming it on a kid, and then killing him, because this makes sense to some idiot. So this is the reason the person said, that asshole. So anyway, this guy's pet theory is some thing that debunks itself because it's just that crazy and stupid. It's not so crazy it'll work. It's so crazy that it couldn't work. Okay, fine. If somebody wanted to assassinate Nancy Lanza, and I'm sure it's going to be going back to JFK and fuck, Area 51. God, I'm exhausted right now. Okay, so why not just literally steal the most expensive 2 guns in the place, smash some things so it looks like it was a robbery, and just, make it look like they shot her because they found her in the building and stole some stuff. That's easy. Just use the most expensive guns as your theft item. Again, I can make a better conspiracy theory than other people can. So anyway, apparently the same idiot, I don't know if it is, I'm not investigating them, I'm not going to look at their channel, I don't want to. I got better things to do, like take a nap now because apparently my body's shutting down and I'm crashing. I'm crashing right now. I'm awake. So anyway, here we go. Wow, I feel like I'm in a college class. Lol, what? I didn't think I would make your highlight reel when you come up with a convoluted sidecar, clown car argument to put under a video that's unrelated to the video, where you misquote me, bring up an unrelated subject while misquoting me, I should say, and then keep deflecting away from Adam Lanza shot himself in the head exactly the way we were told by your supposedly lying mainstream media and lying officials, because a picture of him surfaced that shows him doing it. And what happened is the conspiracy theorists lied about what that picture showed because it proved them wrong. I'm not getting to your comment here. I'm explaining that, and I'm saying it slowly because I want it to sink in that your bizarrely stupid hypothesis, if this is yours, literally makes it to where even, Fetzer seems reasonable. They make an air of reasonableness. But anyway, let's get on with this. Say it with me. The powers that be didn't lie about how Adam Lanza shot himself because there's a picture he took of himself practicing committing suicide. Exactly like we were told. No intraoral gunshot wound. No body out in the hallway. 100% photographic proof. Does it really, really trigger you? So what do you say? Now remember, you're trying to drag it out onto another subject. All this for correcting you on the fact the gun in question, it's not the gun in question, it's one of the guns in the picture, it's not relevant, was a semi-auto, magazine-fed shotgun. I'm not saying box-fed. I don't use that word. It's a magazine. That's its purpose. You keep making this vid. I'm not part of your ridiculous hoax group. Please refrain from placing me in those retards. I'm a truther. I guess it comes down to the blah blah blah. You're really triggered. You keep going. You won't address the fact that I made a video that proved the conspiracy theorists withheld evidence that showed they were lying and then doubled down beforehand by literally saying the opposite of what the evidence proved. and it makes you insane that I'm going to title this video, "A Picture of Adam Lanza Confirms the Mainstream Narrative He's Committed Suicide Exactly the Way we were told." Goodbye.